Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of The Dark Vineyard by Martin Walker, narrated by Robert Ian Mckenzie and directed by Abigail McHugh. The author opens with the following quote from Robert Louis Stevenson: "Wine is bottled poetry." And now, The Dark Vineyard.
Chapter 1. The distant howl of the siren atop the mairie broke the stillness of the French summer night. It was an hour before dawn, but Bruno Courreges was already awake, his thoughts churning with memories and regrets about the woman who had until recently shared his bed. For a brief moment he froze, stilled by the eerie sound that carried such a weight of history and alarm. This same siren had summoned his neighbours in the small town of Saint-Denis to war and invasion, to liberation and peace, and it marked the hour of noon each day. Its swooping whine also served to call the town's volunteer firemen to their duty. Such an emergency invariably required his presence as the sole municipal policeman of Saint-Denis. The brusque summons shook him from his melancholy thoughts, and he thrust aside the tangled sheets. As Bruno dressed and swigged from a carton of milk by way of breakfast, his cell phone rang. It was Albert, one of the two professionals who led the town's team of pompiers, and he, his truck, and his night patrol were already en route. "There's a big fire up on the old road to Saint-Chamassis," Albert began, an urgency in his voice. "It's at the top of the hill, just before the turn to Saint-Cyprien. A barn and a big field. This time of year it could spread for miles if the wind gets up." "I'll join you there," Bruno said, tucking the phone between his shoulder and his ear as he tried to fasten his shirt buttons. He squeezed his eyes shut to draw on the map of the sprawling commune of Saint-Denis that he kept in his head. It was composed of the roads he patrolled, the isolated homes and hamlets he visited, the farms he knew with their flocks of geese and ducks and pigs and goats that made this the gastronomic heartland of France. His familiarity with the ground over which he hunted and searched for mushrooms after it rained meant that he knew his district like a woman knows her own face. "There's no report of any casualties," said Albert, "but you'd better alert the hospital as soon as you've told the mayor. I'm calling Les Aisies and Saint-Cyprien for support. Can you stop at the station and make sure they send up the spare water tanker?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?